So if you look at our customers, they are really strategic partners who also early enough in the company's journey, starting in Series B, made investments in the technology and drove a lot of this use cases for these technologies. I will be covering 2 enterprise customers, NetApp and Goldman Sachs. I will also be sharing with you what cloud vendors like Oracle plan to do and deploy and take us into production this calendar year, as well as what some of the hybrid cloud leaders like Equinix intend to do in terms of their use cases for this technology. We also touched upon Hewlett-Packard, who is a strategic investor and also a systems company who will be deploying this technology across their portfolio of offerings, as well as taking a lot of the technology that you saw today in action into production as customers wish to deploy them through their server vendor of choice. Now, there are really 3 classes of customers that I think have identified the biggest use cases. One is in a highly secure environment, and that is a global financial services firm. Their day one use case is to deploy this product as east-west security, whereby they are eliminating and retiring their physical appliances in order to deliver a far more secure environment for the infrastructure team. The second customer is the leading bare metal cloud provider who is going to be deploying us to power the entire infrastructure as a service offering and enable them to scale initially at 50 gig and then at 100 gig speeds, the ability to scale their infrastructure offerings with networking, software-defined networking, security, and NVMe virtualization acceleration services across the entire compute pool. The third one clearly is a leading storage vendor, and that is NetApp, that has already been deploying our product at scale across their newly introduced mid-range software-defined storage platforms called the A400, and we are the default shipping out of their factory across their all-flash product portfolio. Now, a variety of customers looked at what was available in the marketplace prior to making a decision to aligning and working closely with us. And as part of this evaluation, they wanted to try and understand what is the compelling event or what is the compelling value that they can bring in return. And they did a variety of analysis, including the value that we would bring. So what I'm sharing with you are total cost of ownership models that we have in place, starting with a major global financial services customer that would save up to $11 million as they refresh their compute pool over the next 4 to 5 years and standardized on Pensando, enabling them to eliminate a lot of their physical appliances. At the same time, cloud customers were able to see anywhere from a 30% CPU cycle savings as they move and standardize their infrastructure on 100 gig with Pensando, while at the same time, when contrasting it to more inefficient technologies like FPGA, they noticed that we would be bringing about a savings of close to 66% from a power cooling perspective. NetApp, who did their own benchmarks, was able to validate on their shipping version of their product that their customers were able to see a 50% increase in performance across their all-flash mid-range portfolio, while giving them a 2-to-1 compression-decompression scheme. They were able to save close to 24 CPU Intel cores by enabling a lot of these functions running simultaneously on the Pensando platform. So we will be going into more granularity of what this means. So if I look at the total cost of ownership models that we have come up with, if you are an enterprise customer and you're looking to, like this global financial services firm, to drive this distributed services platform and help retire the classic physical appliances, that has a tremendous savings both in OpEx and CapEx for our customers. At the same time, as you saw demonstrated by Vipin, a lot of the troubleshooting and centralized capabilities of telemetry enable our financial services customers like Goldman Sachs the opportunity to really reduce the mean time to repair. And we have been able to create the models working with some of our customers, and it's been baked into this total cost of ownership. The third element, particularly if you're in a highly compliant industry, whether it's global financial services customers, healthcare, or the federal government or public sector customer base, is the ability to eliminate the risk of security and reduce that risk by making sure that you can have a highly secure environment and deploy stateful security services like east-west firewalls. And finally, the ability to better utilize your server resources as a result of offloading your CPUs and delivering accelerated performance. And there we have seen a varied degree of services. Some of the most extreme, as I mentioned, were with the cases of NetApp, which was able to offload close to 24 cores worth of demand that was being put in place as a result of wanting to turn on functions like compression, decompression, and encryption all running in parallel.
Sonny, I have a question.
Yes.
Maybe it's an evil question, but I have to ask it. I can stop myself. So, looking at all your history, so you have been acquired multiple times by Cisco, so a large, vendor, and now you have this new company which builds a network card, and Oracle and Equinix are in desperate needs of this kind of technology. But actually, looking at all the presentation, looking at the fact that your integration with VMware, so basic technologies like VMware, Windows probably, and others, it's not that advanced yet. So, as a customer, how can I be, sure that you won't be selling the Pensando to one of these big cloud providers, or even not NetApp, but HPE, for example, because it's the only customer that you showed us are, except the bank, are the cloud providers and HPE. I mean, from that point of view, you didn't show any other customer, any other even in POC. I mean, HPC customer. I thought HPC customer, big data customer, all these kind of customer would be perfect for your technology. But actually, that's a little bit worrying for me. I mean.
Sure. So, Enrico, clearly what we have not shared with you is the fact that we have full Windows 2016 and 19 certification already in place. We have Red Hat full certified with all the versions that our customers are planning to deploy with this technology. And as we already covered, the VMware certifications. So I think the device driver certification is what I consider to be basics. Those are like table stakes. And of course, you need to make sure that those device drivers, and we continue to maintain the device driver certifications going forward, because our customers in the enterprise space particularly continue to have multiple operating environments and also want to have the ability to support not just their bare metal servers with those operating systems, but also all the hypervisor vendors that they are deploying within their current environments along with their container workloads that they are bringing on board. And that's why it's fundamentally important to recognize that our architecture is agnostic to virtualized bare metal as well as container environments. Now, as it relates to customers' use cases, we clearly are not going into the environments where our customers are in the process of taking us into production. We have chosen to take the most mature customers and showcase them as part of what those use cases are. We clearly are not going into, and who are the next 50 other customers that we are working with to take into production over the course of this calendar year. So what you're seeing right now are the true tested implementations whereby we have been working with these customers for the last couple of years, and now they're starting to surface as production design deployments. We are not going into the POCs. We are not telling you about what technology trials are already ongoing and how many of these will be going into production with us over the course of the rest of this calendar year. Did I answer your question, Enrico?
Yes, totally. Thank you.
Thank you. So again, this is one example of our total cost of ownership model, where, as you can see, the customer essentially will be deploying a 25 gig infrastructure on their compute environment. It's a 5-year TCO model. And as a result of retiring their physical firewalls, as well as the load balancers, they would have the opportunity not only to simplify their infrastructure, but they would also have the opportunity to improve through the simplification of this model, the mean time to repair and the troubleshooting, and take advantage of all the telemetry capabilities of this platform. Goldman Sachs is, as I said, one of our most mature enterprise customers. The initial deployment clearly is that of the distributed firewall, but one of the very important elements for them is to drive an end-to-end telemetry and visibility platform. You can't even imagine how blind the enterprise is running today within their environments. And one of the key elements that is extremely attractive for a lot of our enterprise customers is end-to-end telemetry and visibility as the first use case. Over the future, as Goldman continues to build their private cloud infrastructure, and a secure one, they also want to use this technology as a foundational building block to deliver more and more distributed software-defined services across this architecture and make that on-premise environment be more secure and have all the cloud-based characteristics that they rely upon from their public cloud vendors. The second example is that of the cloud vendors. The cloud vendors essentially are using us as the programmable processor that they standardize on across their compute infrastructure, get a lot of CPU savings, get a lot of flexibility in deploying our services. And in the future, as we release our compiler and our software development kit, the opportunity to take their services, which are their business logic, co-residing with the services that we are delivering to them. And as I mentioned earlier, it is the power of the and that allows them to take advantage of our innovation, get to opportunity to leapfrog AWS in terms of I/O capacity and the number of services that are baseline, while the ability to keep adding their own value-added custom logic alongside working with our software. Now, clearly, as Francis said, whether we are dealing with one flow or millions of flows, the performance is consistent. And that was one of the biggest reasons why an Oracle Cloud or why an Equinix that is looking to deliver more and more services to its customers across its fabric has chosen to go with Pensando. And finally, as we said, HP too, as they deliver on their own cloud offerings to their customers, will also be taking advantage a lot of all of these service offerings that we have in place. Finally, NetApp, as I said, has been in production with us for the last quarter and a half. We are the default shipping out of their factory on their A400 product line. They have already started to see their customers take advantage of having a 50% improved performance using this technology. And some of the key attributes of them turning on more of the storage acceleration functions include a 2-to-1 compression decompression, the ability to turn on deduplication, as well as encryption and de-encryption, all running simultaneously. One of the other things that we continue to do with them is to add more and more functions with RDMA support that will be coming next as part of a software roadmap. So in a nutshell, I think what you should expect us to deliver is to continue to expand the level of customers' use cases, share with you as they take this technology into production on a more regular cadence, maybe every 90 days to 120 days. We will be coming out with more and more customer success stories, as well as we continue to be focused on executing on our next generation platform, which is on track. And as Francis mentioned, we want to innovate there every 18 to 24 months with full forward compatibility and backward compatibility, and continue to deliver to these customers that are looking to have a distributed services platform, whether you're an enterprise or a cloud customer, as well as service provider edge environments.